What's up, farming family? How y'all doing? Today we have another paddle pairing episode. I'm going to kind of get into the rules and break it down. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time here and talk about, her past or anything like that or the paddle she used. She can talk about that in the video. I just want to kind of describe what's going to happen. First thing's going to happen is you're going to meet the participant. We're going to ask them several questions about, their play style, their history, stuff like that. We're going to watch them play or play with them. And then we're going to recommend a paddle to them. They don't know who recommended it. We're going to send them home with the paddle for a week, week and a half. Then they're gonna tell us which paddle they chose, and then we'll reveal, who chose it to them. But yeah, this has been a really fun series. I hope y'all enjoy this as much as we have. So far, the last 2 episodes, people really liked it, so let's hope that continues. But let's get into this episode, y'all.
My name is John. I own Hometown Pickleball. I sell pickleball paddles as a full-time business. I've got a website, hometownpickleball.com, that I sell off of. If you go to that website and you buy something from grips to paddles, whatever it is, there's a code FARMER that you're more than welcome to use. It'll get you 10% off. Also, that will give Farmer Lanky a little bit of a kickback, and I know he appreciates that. This last week was one of the just exact reasons why I love this game of pickleball and selling these paddles. I had a customer that actually lives fairly close to me that came to buy a paddle. I have a court at my place, so I was able to hit some balls with her, gave her a paddle recommendation. At first, she was very skeptical, but after convincing her I felt this was the right paddle, she decided to go with it. This has been about 2 weeks ago. This morning, I got a message from her. Said, John, thanks so much for this paddle. It absolutely has helped my game more than I ever expected. I'm loving it, and I'm so thankful for the service. That's what I want to be when you think of Hometown Pickleball. That person getting the right paddle in the right person's hand, willing to take the time to get to know my customers.
Mary,
John,
I know, looking for a paddle.
I am looking for a paddle.
Oh, yeah. So tell me how you got to where you're at right now.
Okay, well, when I started pickleball, I did not come from any other sport. New to pickleball, I bought the Engage from a guy that sold paddles at the court. Loved it, nothing bad to say about it. That was my paddle. When it wore out, I bought another one. Then I had some shoulder issues, and I went to the Pro Kenix. Loved it, absorbed all the vibration. I thought, I'm never going to need another paddle. I love the smaller shape because I was easier without sort of the reflexes or hand speed. It was easier for me to maneuver the smaller shape.
Yes.
I'm not a paddle person. I don't watch a lot about the text, but my husband does. And he watched, I don't know, somebody talk about the rhombus, and he put this in my hand. And again, I thought I'm never going to need another paddle because I think my shoulder was a little better. And this was really maneuverable. And it really helped my game, which I think is more focused on the technical aspects of pickleball, the drops, the dinks, patience, because I'm not super athletic. I don't really drive or crash. I'm more of a soft player waiting for an error or a pop-up, and I did well with this. Yeah. And then my husband heard about this Mod TA15 and wanted it.
Yeah.
So I got it for him. But as we were thinking together, I tried it, and he never got it back.
You never got it back.
No, because it gave me basically everything I wanted at that point in my game, but it gave me the power to actually be offensive for the first time. And if there was a pop-up, boom, I could put it away.
Push them back a little bit.
Push them back,
Yep.
right? So, to replace it.
Yes, you have to replace it. So question on that paddle right there. Do you ever feel like the maneuverability is not there compared to some of the other ones, being that's an elongated paddle, or have you not noticed that?
I will say I did notice it a little bit, but it's a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off.
Okay.
So it is slightly less maneuverable.
Okay.
But if I keep them back and pound it, I don't need to maneuver it as much because I won the rally.
Yes.
So I would love something that's as maneuverable as this.
Okay.
Helps my soft game dinks and drops as much as this, and gives me the pop I need.
The perfect paddle. We're all looking for that. Yes. Okay. Well, definitely. Yeah, I've got some ideas. So you said you did not play any other tennis racket sports previously.
Correct. I have no athletic background.
Okay. Okay.
I'm proud of that.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And how long have you been playing?
Well, I think we first started 5 years ago, and I did take a bit of a hiatus for some injury, became a referee.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm back to being healthy and playing regularly, and I've got myself to a recreational 4.0 level. I don't say tournament 4.0 because I don't really play tournaments, but I play in 2 groups, female groups that call themselves 4.0 plus, and I think I do well in those groups, and some of those players have won medals at 4.0. And I hope losing this does not bounce me out of those groups. I'm a little scared, but I'm playing at what I would consider a 4-0-ish level. I have some 4-0 medals with my husband, who's a better player than me. I do want to get a women's double 4-0 soon medal,
Yes.
but
But it's going to have to be with a different paddle?
it's gonna have to be with a different paddle. But it took me a while to get pretty good, but I took lessons. I worked on my footwork, so I'm a technical player, I think you would call it.
You have a price range you want to be in?
No,
Okay. So you want a paddle that fits you right. If it fits you right, that's the paddle you
I
want.
will play with that for at least 6 months to a year.
Okay.
So I am willing to spend. I mean, I think the most expensive one I read about was 280 or 300.
Yep. Yep.
I'll spend that because I will play with it for a year.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And really, compared to many other sports, it's a very cheap sport. It's good investment.
Exactly. It's my one paddle.
Splurge.
I will splurge. Just get me the right paddle. I don't care about
We'll
price.
see what we can do. Yeah.
So, Mary, I have a couple of questions to ask you before I choose the paddle that you're going to pick. Because you're not going to pick John's. We both know that. Let's just be real.
I'll pick whatever paddle makes me win.
Well, it's going to be mine. Okay. But, anyways, I'm just joking, y'all. But, so, do you use two hands when doing two-hand backhand?
Oh, yes. I have developed that with lessons. And if I can reach it, two hands with a backhand, but more so with a block, because I'm a little weaky, I'm an old lady and stuff. So I have to, when the men drill it at me, I've got to put that second hand there. And if it's in my sweet spot where I can use two for a backhand drop, I do. If it's out of my reach, like a baseline shot, it's one hand.
Okay. So, what would be your preferred shape? Do you prefer like a shorter, wider one that you can maneuver more, or do you prefer being able to drive and hitting with a lot of plow through with elongated paddles? Because you've got like a variety of everything here, basically. You went through. So, which shape, if all of them played exactly like the Mod TA, which one would you, that one? That's the
The
one you
former.
prefer?
I feel like it's more aerodynamic for me, so it's easier to maneuver and control. Um, I don't know anything about sweet spots but I don't know what the extra space really does for me other than makes it harder to maneuver with my weak wrists.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I could combine these two, if these two had a baby,
Let's do that, baby. All right. Well, I mean, that's literally all I have to ask you because combined with me and John, we've got basically all the information we need. We just need to watch you play a little bit, and then we're going to make our choices.
all right, let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Time to pick a paddle for Mary. So this has been a tough one. The Mod TA has been delisted. The reason it was delisted is too much power. At the same time, what Mary likes about the paddle is the power. And so to try to find a paddle with close to similar amount of paddle power, but yet being legal, has been a little bit difficult. One of the ones I was thinking about was the PaddleTech TKO. This paddle has great power, but definitely not as much as the Mod TA, and also maybe a little bit more head heavy, better for maybe the more tennis style swings. This right here is the 6.0 Black Diamond Infinity. Again, definitely not as much power, a little better swing weight as far as being able to push that ball with her style play. I think good spin, but I still don't think that it's the paddle I'm going to choose. After thinking about a bit, I have decided to go with the Yola Perseus Pro 4. She's had a Yola before. She's had good luck with it. She really likes that paddle. I'm hoping she picks my paddle. Yola has been in the controversy lately with paddle companies, but I believe that they are still a paddle company that is representing pickleball very well. They are pushing the envelope for power, which is great. It's getting people the paddles that they want. I sell a lot of paddles, and time again, I'm getting those people that are wanting more power, even though I personally do not use a power paddle. But the people that I sell paddles to, they want more power. And so I think this Yola Perseus Pro 4, I chose a 14 millimeter, is going to be a great option. And I hope it's what Mary chooses.
What's up, y'all? And I'm here with my choice for this pickleball paddle pairing. So I chose the Annalee Water Paddle Tech 12 millimeter. So for me, I thought this was going to be a good choice to paddle for. I thought it was going to be lightweight enough for her to use while also like giving her enough pop and power for her. So the only other choice I would have made if they had a wide shaped body would have been the Dwell. But since she was looking more for like a poppy power paddle that didn't weigh too much, I'm not going to recommend an elongated paddle for someone like that. So I chose with the Paddletech Annalee Water 12 millimeter, and I'm going to hope it wins.
So, Mary is coming from a mod, okay? This was a really tough choice because she wants something with a lot of pop, a good amount of spin, and something that's not crazy heavy. Now, it's hard to come with that, with all three of those. You would have to have something that's probably a wide body that would be like a Gen 3 generally. So, I kind of went against the grain a little bit on what she was kind of wanting. I wanted to challenge whether she wanted a power paddle or if she would actually play better with an all court and ultimately go to it. So I had a couple paddles, that I was thinking about choosing before this one, but I ended up going with this one. The first one I went with was the Picklin Electo 3. This is technically a Gen 3. It's got 2 layers of foam along the outside. One of the main reasons I didn't choose it is because about 2 or 3 months in play, it had a break-in period and started hitting a little bit harder. And I don't want something, that's going to have a crazy break-in and change drastically from how she tested it. I wanted something that was going to be pretty consistent all the way across the board. So I ended up not going with that one. The next paddle that I thought about going with isn't technically out yet or on the approved list, but if it does get approved, I would want the Grooven Laser 16 HD solid foam. Okay, this thing is a beast. This is my go-to paddle. Absolutely love it. It needs to get approved so I can use it in tournaments. I played with a prototype. It plays very close to the prototype. It is in the bottom part of the power category, but I couldn't choose this one yet because it's not out and it's not approved. So what did I go with? The 11624 Vapor all court. Right, I could have went with the power, but I wanted to, just wanted to see if she was an all court person and didn't know it, or if she actually wanted power. And if she chooses this, that just goes to show that a power is probably not everything you need in pickleball. But if she doesn't choose it, I should have probably went with the power version. But yeah, I'm gonna hope she chose the Vapor all court. And if not, I'm gonna be looking ridiculous in the outro.
Okay, the box has arrived. It has 3 paddles in it. And for my first test, I am outside and I'm asking my husband to hand me a paddle without showing me which one. And I'll just see how it feels in my hand. Paddle 1. Handle's long enough for my two-handed, but it feels maybe a little head heavy, a little hard to get around. Paddle 2. Grip size still good. Still could do a two-handed. Lighter. This one feels a little more maneuverable for me. Paddle 3. I think this feels even lighter. Could this be powerful enough? Super light. Super easy for me. Let's see what we got. Paddletech, Annalee. Nice and light. And Yola Perseus. Like that too. And 11S1X24. Not sure how to say this. Vapor? I like the way it looks. I'm not sure why I thought it was too heavy because now I kind of like the way it looks. But let's go do some other tests on the pickleball court. Okay, so it's almost noon. So I played 3 hours. I played with the Vapor and the Yola. And I had to put the Vapor down. I love it. My dinks and drops. I love how the ball comes off it. Just great control, great response, great rotation on the ball. But it's kind of heavy for me. And I don't know if it's like top heavy or what you call it, but I found I was a little late to the ball. So I ended up really doing well with and I did well in this group with both paddles. So I really think it's in first place right now. Bye. Well, I'm home preparing to make my decision. I played really well in my ladies group. With these paddles, I won 6 out of 7 games, which is much better winning ratio than I usually do with these ladies. They're very good players. Many are higher level than me, and I just felt confident, very consistent with my shots. The paddle tech is awesome. This is Bantam ALWC 12.7, whatever that means. I did not read any reviews or get any information from anyone about these paddles. All I can say is this is excellent. I do hit hard, precise passing shots. This is definitely a contender. Excellent paddle. The Yola hits, I think, almost as hard. You know, the shots are just as deep with it. This is the Perseus 4. I don't know what else to say about it because I don't know anything about these paddles other than I play really well with this. I do have a lot of consistency. I would say this is probably a super, super consistent paddle for me. Again, whoever picked these paddles knows what they're doing. These have to be the best paddles on the market. I can't believe they get better than this. This Vapor 1161X24 or 116i. I kind of want to find out how to say the name, but I don't want to do any research or ask anyone, so I just call it the Vapor. It says Vapor All Court, and there's something special about what's inside this paddle. I have no idea what's inside, but it feels almost like an extension of my arm. It's so responsive. I know as soon as I hit it how it's going to be. I get such great rotation on the balls when I'm trying to spin them. I think this is just a fabulous, fabulous paddle. So I am going to sleep on it. I like to just meditate a little before I make a big decision, and I will let you know what that decision is, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you. Hey, here I am at Pickleplex. I just met Brian, and he just replaced his mod with the same paddle I chose, the Perseus 14 millimeter. Why did you make the same decision I did?
Yeah, well, I thought I would give it a try, just being something new, coming off having the mod. It does play very similar to the mod, but obviously not the pop. But I still have the control. I still have the power that I had with the mod. But obviously just not as much power.
So I made my decision after I played in my ladies group, slept on it, and just drilled a little with my new paddle. I could not be happier with the decision. When I went out to play with the ladies group, I decided I would not focus so much on the paddle tech because although it was great for singles, baseline passing shots, I'm just not maybe good enough at the net. I had too many mishits. So I put this down for doubles and I decided to focus on this Vapor. I am just one with the paddle. My ball got such rotation, drops, dinks over the net, really comfortable with it, and that's the bread and butter of my game. I warmed up with it, played my first game with it, played great. In my second game, I did notice maybe the weight or swing weight or whatever the technical terms are, I found it less maneuverable at the net. I was a little late getting behind with the balls. I decided to put it down and pick up the Yola. And when I started to really play with the Yola in my ladies doubles games, we had really great games, long rallies, every different type of shot, played for 3 hours. I fell in love. This is the Perseus, I guess they call it version 4, 14 millimeter. My drives and returns were as deep as they were with the paddle tech. My drops and dinks were just about as good as they are with the Vapor, much more maneuverable at the net. So my hands are faster than they are with the Vapor. I had such consistency. I realized I waited too long to replace the mod. This is my new paddle and I couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Well, looks like I lost this one to my buddy John. Boom! Overalls, y'all. What's up? I never wear these. I feel ridiculous right now, but guess what? I lost. That's what I get. So here I am, looking all handsome. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had several paddles I wanted, to recommend, and I ultimately went with a more all-court style paddle instead of going power, and it just didn't work out. It is what it is. I got overconfident, over cocky, ran my mouth in the video, which is why I don't recommend people doing that. But yeah, his overalls are falling off of me. If you enjoyed this, slap a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this. Let us know what you think we should improve on this. We had a lot of fun doing this. We're going to do more of these in the future. I always have fun doing this with John. John is a super nice dude. You should go check out his website and see what they have to sell. He's always got really good deals, and it is a really, really nice family. But yeah, thank you, Mary, for participating in this. This was so much fun. I enjoyed doing this down there in Florida with you and doing the interviews with you. You and your husband are both extremely nice people. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one, y'all. Stay safe. Drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.
Okay, here we are at Pickleplex with my friend Deb. It's a great facility. Look at this place. And Deb puts together great games. Her duper's closer to 5-0 than 4-0. So we play with women that play in the 4-5 bracket, and I'm afraid I only hang because of my mod paddle. So Deb is going to help me choose today. We'll see if I can hang better with the paddle tech, the Yola, or the Vapor. So we're going to have a great day, and she'll help me make the decision.
All right, let's play.
Okay, here we go. We got some rec players that are going to help me choose. Will it be the paddle tech, the 11-6-24, or the Yola? Okay, so we're gonna do paddle Vapor with my partner Tim against Tim and Harry, and we'll see how many points I can get with this. Tim will let me take some balls, right?
All of them.
All of them, and then we'll do the paddle tech next game.